Here's a question I received from someone. Let me just make sure I had the language correct. How do I interpret it if I have not heard from an interviewer in 2 weeks? So I think there are two ways to approach this question. Number one is at the time of your interview with the corporation, with the company, at the end of the interview, did you ask them what their timeline was for making a decision? If not, well, I'm going to get to that in a little bit. If you did, well, if they said in 2 weeks, give them a few extra days and reach out to them saying, I understood that from our interview that you thought you might be making decisions in about 2 weeks. Is that the case? Has your timeline shifted? What's happened? Okay, so that's interpretation number one. They've changed their mind that they're going to extend their search a little bit. Maybe people canceled, maybe some great profiles came in. Whatever it is, they're extending it a little bit. That's one possible interpretation. Second possible interpretation, so far we're only dealing on the corporate side, so there are no third-party recruiters in the equation. Second possibility is, you're still under consideration. They're just, they can't yet make a decision for whatever the reason. Third thing is they've rejected you. They haven't gotten around to telling all the people that have been rejected, but, or they're just going to hope that you fade into the ether and don't bother them again. If you call them, they're going to say, "Oh, I'm sorry, we've decided to go in a different direction." Now, third-party recruiter, it's a little bit different because third-party recruiters often don't get back to people because there's nothing in it for them to do that. So if you call up a third-party recruiter after 2 weeks and say, "Hey, I did that interview for you 2 weeks ago. What's the status of this thing?" Then they'll give you an answer. If they duck your phone call, that means one of two things. It means they don't know yet, or they do know and don't want to turn you down because it's hard for them to deal with the I've been turned down for the job. So, even there, it's hard to interpret. At the end of the day, you can't tell, and I can't tell you what it means that you haven't heard anything in 2 weeks. The only way you can find out what it really means is call the party that you've been dealing with. Corporation, recruiter, whoever that is, say, it's been 2 weeks since I interviewed. Give me an update on what's going on. Then you'll know the answer. But everything else is pure speculation without data, especially if you didn't ask them what their timeline was. Hope you found this helpful. And I just want to tell you, hope you have a great day.